Welcome to the chicken coop. This is my video. My brother made the chicken feeders, and now I'm going to tell you how to make the chicken coop, or a chicken coop. Before we get started, 3 things you want to know about chicken coop. First thing is, always persevere. There will be a lot of challenges. A lot. Tell me. This took me months. Right. Number 2, don't give up on the smallest little thing. And number 3, be courageous. Well, of course, if you're a kid like me. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is start by getting maybe your friend, or we got an old dog kennel. Maybe your friend has one, or you have one that you're not using. We have one here. It's pretty big, and there's another one we have which is much more bigger. But yes, so I'd suggest you get an old doghouse. Number 2, as you can see, these planks aren't totally stable. They aren't the same. I had to cut new ones. And also, you want to make sure no rain gets in here. So that's why I made that. And also on the other side, I also added that. And you might just need to fix it up, cut some nice pieces. If you have a jigsaw, you always want to use your permanent marker. Fix these up. Yeah. But don't take shortcuts. That will never get you far. Trust me. Well, after you've finished, of course, getting maybe fixed all those cracks and holes. No shortcuts, remember. Let's start with the door. Right. So what's happening here right now is the door, as you can see, these two hinges over here, that and that, you can buy them from a hardware store. And I don't know if you can see the door itself there. Okay, right, so how you want to do it? So how you want to do it is you always want to cut out the perfect shape for it. Sorry about the red. You want to cut out the perfect shape for it, and you want to make sure that you have a door mechanism. So what I did was I found an old door mechanism, and what I did was, if you can see here, I made basically a lock. So that's how you want to do it. What I used for the lock was just a screw there, and then 2 screws here. Right. Now let's get on to the different chicken housing things. As you can see, I've made some spaces. So we still have to add the hay. We use this from an old tennis table. Yeah, and just get some cutouts of this. So how you want to cut it out is cut out the width, the length. So like from here all the way down there, from the corner down there, then maybe 30. Then you want to calculate that. And how you calculate this, if this corner is 40, let's just say, and the width from there to there is 90. From there to there is 90. How you calculate it is you minus 40 from 90. So what's 40 minus 90? 50. So that's what your answer is for that. For this. From here to the corner there. And the same principle for this side too. Right. Yeah, and you want to try and make it fairly apart. You want to try and get a big dog kennel, or quite a big one, and you want to try and make the chickens maybe 30 centimeter things. And this is for egg laying, okay? This is for egg laying. You make these for egg laying. Now, you might be surprised that there's no ladder. I'll get to it now. But this, we still have to fill up with hay. This is the sleeping area on top. And you want to make sure that is nice and comfy. We still have to put hay, but that's okay. You can leave it open. We are gonna leave it open, but that's seriously how you really want to do it. Same principle for that, to measure that. Yeah. And how to get this on top? Well, how I did that was by these things. They're little, in every single in every single corner, little pieces of wood that we drilled in, and that to keep this thing up really worked. If you can see there, and there. Yeah. Now, let's do the floor. The floor, as you can see, maybe your dog kennel comes with a floor or not. You definitely want to make a floor. So what I did is ours came with a floor. Try and get it with a floor, but if you can't, what you can do, you really want it off the ground. And you would want to use some bricks, but right now, so you want to make some planks, maybe 3 pieces of wood, one on the long side, one on the length, one in the middle, and one on the other side of the length. And then you just cut them to right size. And to keep it in place, what we did was put some little screws in to keep the thing on the right place. Yeah. And now let's go and see the ladder. And by the way, let's just you want to have this all varnished, all of it. Make sure it's varnished. And to clean the and then let's not go to the ladder just yet. Let's start with these. So why we put these is so the chickens can look around to see if something's going on, so they know what's happening. We did this, but you can because to make it if the foxes come, then they can't really get in here. And if you want to, you can also go ahead and put extra using mesh, like chicken mesh behind to stop mosquitoes and flies getting in. And to cut this, we used an angle grinder. Kids, if you are doing this, you'll definitely need parents' supervision. I did it with my dad, but I did it because I am an expert with tools and hot things. Other kids out there, make sure you always wear safety goggles for this. Safety goggles, number 1. Don't put a hoodie on or cap, because if it gets caught in your hair, it will catch a light. 2. Number 3, make sure you have some protection on to keep you from those sparks. Right, let's go to the ladder. So here's the ladder. How you want to make it? How we made it was we varnished it. So what it's supposed to look like is I don't know if you could see what it's supposed to look like is sorry about the red. What we did was made it two step things put together. So the one goes up half and the other goes up the other half. So I would recommend, if you're doing this, using a piece of wood for the underlayer up there. I don't know if you could see, and there because this might be quite hard to try and keep this stable. But if you have any other things for chicken coop, you could do that. You can also use chicken mesh, but just make sure that maybe don't use chicken mesh because their claws can get stuck. But try and make it as try not to make it very, very, very slopey. Right, let's go on to well, I don't know if there's anything else to do, but let's see. Well, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope it was a good reminder, and I hope if you want to are not wanting to watch about another video called how to chicken tips and chicken how to make a chicken feeder, tips on how to make a chicken feeder over here. Well, then just go and search tips of how to make a chicken feeder, then just scroll down until you find a picture of chicken feeder diagonally and chickens. Right. One last thing. You want to make sure that your chickens are secure, so that's why we made some fencing. You don't have to make fencing if you got a fenced-in garden, and yeah, but to make fencing, you'll want to just try. You could try and make some fencing. Well, thanks, and over and out. And one last thing. We got netting at the top. Well, not really netting, but blue stuff to keep the rain out. I suggest that you do that with a staple gun. Keep it in. You don't go. I suggest you get some waterproof stuff like that and staple it in. As you can see here, we don't staple into the waterproof stuff itself. Staple, put a part of, maybe a little part of a ice cream container, and then staple into that. Yeah, that's my last. Bye. Over and out.